Welcome to WagerTalk TV. I am Kelly Stewart at Kelly in Vegas on Twitter, joined by Drew Martin at Drew Martin Bets and Brian Leonard at B Leonard Sports. Make sure you guys are giving these guys a nice follow so you're not missing out. Brian, I just saw you had a nice little free play up on the NBA tonight. I'm going to check that one out after this episode, but let's head over to the Big 12 Conference Championship game. Drew, I'm going to start with you. Your thoughts on this one?
Rematch, Kelly. So always like to look at, the first time they played, what the point spread was. It was doubles, 10.5 with 68.5 being the total. The first time these two teams played. Looking at Oklahoma overall, Kelly, of course, making the argument to win, punch their ticket into the playoffs, depending on what happens elsewhere. And so style points might be there in terms of factoring that in to where the point spread is now. Anywhere from, as we're talking right now on Wednesday, from 8 to 9, Oklahoma favored, neutral site game. I would look more at this total, Kelly, because we saw a 4-point drop here from the first time these two teams played. In Oklahoma, their last two games, their defense has played better. But in that Oklahoma State game especially, there was weather issues. 20-mile-per-hour winds. It was cold, plus the fact Drew Brown was the quarterback for the Cowboys. Not sure how much I take there, plus the fact Baylor has stayed very healthy. You very rarely see teams as healthy as they are at this point in the season. Charlie Brewer, pretty solid quarterback there. I think that both teams will be able to put up points, and this total's a little low.
Brian, Drew mentioned the last time these two played, and Baylor just absolutely dominated the first half and then just got absolutely dominated in the second half. That line was double digits. Money came in on Baylor. Baylor, by all means, probably should have won that game. Didn't get it done. What we saw the next couple of games after that was them absolutely take care of Texas and then hang 60+ on KU. Is that why we've seen money coming on the Bears, or are the Bears the real deal?
I think it's more of a play against Oklahoma, the way they finished the season a little bit. You mentioned that earlier game. Oklahoma wins that game 34-31, and you say they possibly could have won, and they really could have, but when you go back and take a look at the yardage, they were outgained by 218 yards in that game. Oklahoma put up 525 yards, and that's by far the most that Baylor has allowed all season. Now, you mentioned the health of Baylor. They've been a healthy team all season long. They started the year, they played a lot of weaklings. Their strength of schedule was very low. But when you take a look at turnovers, and turnovers lead to so much, teams that have a positive turnover ratio should have a positive spread record and all that. The difference between these two is 17 for Baylor. I believe they're up 9 and Oklahoma's down 8, something in that similar. So they've had a 17 advantage in turnovers over Oklahoma here. And you mentioned Oklahoma, the way they finished defensively down the stretch. The last 3 games, they allowed 335, 204, and 307. I just don't think this Baylor offense can come up and score enough points. I think they shocked Oklahoma a little bit in that first half of that last game, and I was really pulling for Baylor at that point. I really wanted to see them win. Then Oklahoma, the better team, once they made the adjustments at the half, they came out and dominated. So now it's Baylor's turn to make the adjustments here. I like the coaching staff at Baylor, but I just don't think they have enough offensive ability to make those adjustments and win this game. So I like Oklahoma. At
what point would you play Oklahoma? You think we're going to see more Baylor money come in? I know that early on in the week, Baylor money came in, hit some 7.5s here in town, got bet back up. Are you okay with Oklahoma now, or you think you should wait?
We're in like a dead spot anyway, so I don't think it really matters. I'm not sure it's going to get down to where you're getting a key number either way. So whatever you feel comfortable with at this point.
Final thoughts, Drew?
Interesting aspect, to Brian's point on the turnovers. Oklahoma, depending on what number you got them, of course, has been a money loser this year. Just 5-7 ATS in terms of their straight-up record being great, but turnovers, defense, letting teams slip through the back door. So side-wise, I haven't bet this game. Doubt I will, but Baylor might be worth a look. And an offense that can push the ball down the field, maybe that back door is open as well, Kelly.
Awesome. Don't forget to check out our new show, Bet on It, the NFL edition, exclusively on WagerTalk TV.